Good evening, everyone. This is Chris Hemsworth saying welcome to the Graham Norton Show.
A great show for you tonight. Soon, those stars will be running out here quicker than Julian Assange being kicked out of an embassy. But hopefully happier. And lots of great guests for you, including one of the stars of Game of Thrones will be here. It's the final season. Much excitement, you know. Who will finally rule the kingdom? The queen with 2 dragons, the 3-eyed raven, the 4-eyed toad. God help us. Michael Gove, just one of the Tory MPs who might be launching a leadership bid very soon. Not the only one, though. I believe we've got a picture of the other MPs who think they can do a better job than Theresa May. Yeah. Meanwhile, Theresa, she's had a busy week, hasn't she? Running around Europe, desperately trying to get an extension. On Tuesday, she went to Paris to meet the French president. Oh, there she is. Going at Macron like the hot vicar from Fleabag. No. What I like about the picture is, though, the French president has carefully staged it. Because if you look at the wider shot, look at that, he's up a step. Just so he wouldn't appear shorter. If you notice, Macron has that familiar glint in his eye. You know, well, he's just about to shaft an older woman. His wife's old. Keep up, everybody. Then it was the emergency EU summit in Brussels. The fun just keeps coming. And it was a fun moment when Theresa May and Angela Merkel realised that they'd been snapped in matching outfits. EU fun. Yeah, that's them, laughing about buying the same jacket. Angela saying, $24.99 is when I think Brexit will be sorted. She did get her extension, though, and Brexit has now been delayed until Halloween. Yes, folks, the scariest day of the year will now be on Halloween. Hey, let's get some guests on! Later, with the music from breakthrough British star Tom Walker. Yeah. First, this man has starred in one of the biggest TV shows of all time, playing King of the North, Jon Snow. Now, as Game of Thrones reaches its much-anticipated final series, please welcome Kit Harington! Have a seat, Kit Harington. She made us laugh in The Big Lebowski, thrilled us in Hannibal, and moved us with her Oscar-winning performances, Still Alice. Now she's taking the lead in the critically acclaimed Gloria Bell. It's Julianne Moore! I'm loving it. Come in. He's one of Hollywood's leading funny men, having starred in Anchorman, Knocked Up, and Friends. Now he's back as Ant-Man in the blockbuster Avengers Endgame. Please welcome Paul Rudd! It is! Hello, you. Come in, have a seat, please. Hi. And joining Paul in Avengers is the God of Thunder himself. It's always a pleasure to welcome the mighty Chris Hemsworth! Let's just woo for a while. Woo! Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you.
Avengers, Game of Thrones, a Julianne Moore sandwich. was nice to see you. Thanks. Nice to see you. Yeah.
Good to see you.
It's all good. Yeah. Now, Amelia Clark, I think we said Amelia Clark was going to be here, but she's not here tonight. But look, I'll just reassure you, that is Kit Harington. You know, because you look so different without the beard.
I look like a weathered adolescent, I think. Like a tired child.
Why was it just the minute you were not Jon Snow, you thought, right, that's gone?
No, I just did SNL, so they shaved me.
Oh, this is Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
But now, not only did they shave you, like, you went all out on SNL, didn't you?
Yeah, they sort of said, you know, do you have any talents? Do you have anything you can show off? And I thought, no, not really. But they said, look, I'll do anything you want me to. I'm like yours. I'll do anything. Any of the skits that you haven't found anyone to do them, I'll do them. Anything controversial, I'll do them. So, yeah.
Is that how you ended up in your pants with nipple tassels?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I wonder how many times they had pitched that sketch.
And I was the numpty who ended up doing it.
And, Julianne, now, oddly, you do know Kit from before.
I do. We spent like a week in a cage in the pouring rain while I was supposed to. I was a witch and I killed him.
With her demon tail.
That's right.
Yeah, I got killed by Julianne Moore's witch demon tail.
Yeah.
How did you kill him with a demon tail?
I don't know. I whipped it around
Just hit him with it.
Yeah, and then in between takes, I'd say like, "So where are you from?" I mean, is this your second movie? Okay, that's great.
It's my second movie,
yeah.
and I was sharing a scene with Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore as the guy who gets killed in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
By her demon tail. I was like living the dream, but not living the dream.
He was so good-natured. He really was. It was pouring rain. It was cold, and they threw him back and forth and dragged him across the ground.
For about 3 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
It was longer than it should have been.
They were enjoying it.
Yeah.
Chris and Paul, lovely to have you back. Avengers back in our world, very exciting. And Chris, I know you've said before how your daughter isn't impressed that you're Thor. It's not a big deal in her world.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids and 2 twin boys and my young daughter, and she thinks it's okay. She's just not as impressed as I'd like her to be.
But then you did try quite hard to impress her. Was it at a school sports day?
Oh, right, yeah. She had this athletics carnival and she was quite nervous, and I said, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just about having fun, and winning's not important. And then she went in the 100-metre sprint or whatever, and she came second, and she was, you know, a bit bummed. And I said, don't worry, you know, it's about having fun and so on. And then they said, all right, the dad's race. And I was like, what, the dad's race? And everyone starts lining up, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm not ready for this. I haven't sprinted in a long time. And all of a sudden became incredibly nervous, and I'm looking at my daughter, and she's like, you've got to win, Dad. And I'm like, it's not important. and I took off and won the race.
Of course you did!
And, which I was beyond happy about. I looked over at my daughter, and she's like, you know, do you see me win? She's like, when? Where's the race happen? I had no idea, so she was still not impressed, yeah.
I just imagine being one of the other fathers and Thor is in oh, what's the point?
No.
I had that feeling actually when we were filming, and I was standing right behind you, and we finished a scene. We had to get it kind of out of the suits, you know. Yeah. And I'd been working out really hard. I'd been eating great for years. And I'm standing behind you. It's like, what is the point? I mean,
No, come on.
I mean, no, but like, we're essentially comprised of similar materials, right? I mean, we both have ribs and organs
and bits and pieces.
And then there's this.
Yeah.
And there's Ant-Man.
Right, let's start with Avengers Endgame. It stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, and lots of other people as other people. It's out everywhere on April the 25th. So, we all saw the last film. It ended in carnage. So does this film sort of start right then, or do we find you licking your wounds provocatively a few months later?
Well, this is going to be...
You can tell us how it starts, surely.
I mean, can we this is the hardest press to a...
How do you handle this?
I was going to ask you.
I mean, the trailer you see is very early on in the film, and basically it's the you know, everyone's at their lowest, and there's a bit of sort of survivor's guilt and I don't know, obviously anger and sadness, all that, and this was their you know, last-ditch effort to kind of right the wrongs and rally the troops.
And nerds and non-nerds alike, where was Ant-Man in the last film?
I had that same question. It felt like there was just this great party going on. And my invitation got lost in the mail. There's in Ant-Man and the Wasp, you find out if you watch the film.
I've seen it.
That it's kind of happening concurrently. So there's a moment at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp when I shrink down so small I go into kind of a microverse in the quantum realm, and at that moment there's a snap that happens that
this is the Thanos.
Yeah, and,
very powerful glove.
And everyone that was up kind of helping me do that turned to dust.
And now fans are speculating because I think we know that this is the last one in your contract.
Yeah, I mean, I think for all of us, this kind of wraps up the 22 films and the 10-year cinematic journey, and yeah.
So does that suggest that this film doesn't end well for Thor?
I can't tell you. Yes, leading the witness. I mean, regardless of what happens to you in this film with any of these characters, it's just the end of Phase 3 for Marvel, and it's just this culmination of, as I said, all these films, and who knows?
Well, we've got a clip. Now, this is the kind of remaining Avengers discussing their plan of action against Thanos, the baddie.
He used the stones again.
Hey, we'd be going in short-handed, you know?
Look, he's still got the stones, so...
So let's get him. Use them to bring everyone back.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Even if there's a small chance that we can undo this, I mean, we owe it to everyone who's not in this room to try.
If we do this, how do we know it's gonna end any differently than it did before?
Because before you didn't have me.
Hey, new girl, everybody in this room is about that superhero life. And if you don't mind my asking, where the hell have you been all this time?
There are a lot of other planets in the universe. And unfortunately, they didn't have you guys.
I like this one. Let's go get this son of a bitch.
And because Thanos is so powerful now, obviously people are going to think, how the hell can the Avengers beat Thanos? He's got a glove. But there is a fan theory involving Ant-Man. Now, can you explain how Ant-Man will beat Thanos?
I think I know the theory you're talking about. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me recently if I shrink down and go. The theory is called the Thanos theory, and go into Thanos in a certain orifice.
Yes.
And then grow giant size.
That would do it.
That would do it.
But why not? Why not the ear or the nose? I mean, why does it have to be?
You need to really just. Yeah. If you just blew his head off.
No,
you have to really
get in the middle of the body.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Scientifically, you're right.
Yeah. But the secrets, like some people, like apparently Mark Ruffalo's not good at keeping secrets.
No, that's why he's not here.
Tom Holland, very bad at keeping secrets.
Also, that's why we turned him to dust.
How are the two of you? Or do you know what happens? Or are you just keeping secrets?
I'm just good at forgetting stuff.
That's a gift.
That often helps, yeah.
We haven't seen it, and there are many things in the film that we don't know because we didn't read a script.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke.
But you weren't given a script. It's not like, who cares?
Right.
We didn't read it.
We were literally just given our pages, though.
Yeah.
Our scenes, and So we don't know.
Because Julianne has the opposite problem. People tell you their
They
secrets.
do. I'm really good at keeping secrets, but I don't know if it's anything anybody really wants to know. So then, you know, it's not like about the Avengers or Game of Thrones or anything. It's just like, you know, where they keep their secret apartment or something.
Oh.
That kind of stuff.
Secret.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's already fascinating. Who has
Yeah.
a secret apartment?
Well, I think I'm always interested. So if I ask people questions and they say, that's funny, no one's ever asked me that. And then they tell me, and I'm like, ooh.
Well, are you planning to write a book in your retirement?
Maybe that's what I have to look forward to.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because, Kit, you've had this for, what, 8, 9 years now?
Well, I was thinking it's similar to you guys, isn't it? 8 or 9 to you, Chris. Anyway,
Yeah.
9 years or something of our lives that we're holding these secrets. But it's the intensity of finishing something like this and then not being able to say anything is.
But do you tell anyone? Have you told no one?
I've told one person.
It's me.
Yeah.
Funny story.
No, it was getting too much, so I had to tell one person, and it's my friend James, who doesn't watch the show. I mean, he fell asleep in the first episode of the first season. And then I knew, like, you know, you need someone who's zero interest in what you do around you.
Yeah.
So we were having a drink the other night, and I just told him everything about how the series ends and everything, and he couldn't have looked less interested.
He fall asleep again.
I was saying, like, the Night King this and that, and he's the Night what? I've no idea what you're talking about. So it was nice to offload to someone who has zero idea, you know, about anything.
Yeah.
And he lives.
Yeah, people be waterboarding him. Yeah. How weird are the secrets? Because people think they want to know, but they don't want to know.
I want to know. Can we swap endings?
Yeah.
Because I'm obsessed with your show. If you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. We've got you in company, so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our secret share. Sorry, Paul, you're out.
No, it's fine.
I'll tell you what happened to you.
Because Julianne, now there's Avengers and Game of Thrones. Are you a fan of either?
Of all of it.
Oh, okay. You couldn't choose.
No, I couldn't possibly choose.
No, I could not possibly choose.
Yeah.
And here's an odd thing. Now, you've never been in, like, I know you were in Hunger Games and stuff.
Right.
You haven't been in a superhero.
No, I have no superpowers.
Well, no. I heard you in an interview saying you do have a superpower. And it might be one that a lot of women share. I don't know.
Right, I don't. Oh, yeah. I don't feel pain in my feet. Not at all.
But you genuinely don't, do you?
No, I can't feel a thing.
Okay,
Nothing.
and
There's
here's your
evidence,
proof.
I
Here's your
think.
proof. This
Yeah.
is Julianne Moore on the red carpet at Cannes, I think. Now look at her face.
Yeah.
Look at her face
You're
there.
not
The nice
feeling it,
close-up.
not
Look
feeling
at that. Look at that. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier.
Right.
Now check out her feet. That's got to hurt.
I did not feel a thing.
Did you not know that was happening until you saw the pictures?
Of course not. Even my daughter was like, Mom! I swear to God, I didn't feel it. They just fell off. My little toes fell off the shoes. I didn't feel a thing.
Wow.
No, I know what. Yeah, you're jealous, aren't you?
I am. I really am.
Right, Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore brings us the critically acclaimed Gloria Bell. It's in cinemas and on Curzon Home Cinema from the 7th of June. So, Julianne, you are Gloria Bell.
Yeah.
Tell us about Gloria Bell. Tell us about her story.
Well, it's a movie that really sort of celebrates a regular woman living an ordinary life. She lives in LA. She has 2 kids that are young adults. She's divorced, and she likes to go out and dance. Just because she likes dancing. And she happens to meet a guy. I meet John Turturro, who's really fantastic, and we start this relationship because we've met in this club, and then that's kind of it. That's the whole story.
But unusually,
Yeah.
this is it like a shot-by-shot remake?
It's not. It is
but
not.
it's a remake?
It's a remake of a Chilean film called Gloria by the same director.
So he's directing it
Sebastian
again?
Lea. Yeah. I had seen the first film and really, really loved it and wanted to work with him. And we have a manager, and so we met, and there's kind of a misunderstanding, and we had this long conversation. And he said, "I know that you don't want to remake this." And I said, "Well, I would do it if you directed it." And he said, "Well, I would direct it if you were in it." And then that's how we ended up doing it.
Oh, fantastic.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Was it a strange experience making a film you'd already seen?
No, because, well, for one thing, by the time we made it, I had seen it years ago.
Oh,
It had been a long time.
Yeah.
And also, we weren't like, you're never remaking a movie, you're actually just making a movie.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, it's like if you do something that's based on material, it's like doing Hamlet again, I guess, or something. You don't think like, well, they've already done it.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
or
a skull.
Star is Born, you know, like 4 times. People do this, you know, you do.
Yeah. Let's see a clip.
Oh,
Gloria Bell. This is you spending an evening with your children, your ex-husband, and the new boyfriend.
Right.
Look at these two little cuties eating their apples.
You loved apples. People thought they were twins. You look like twins.
Our wedding picture. Here we are, stiff as boards. We were so naive.
Oh, we were so in love.
Yeah, we were very naive.
We were in love.
Hold it up.
No,
For
Peter.
a second. No,
Peter.
for 1 second.
No.
Just do it quick.
What's happening?
Peter,
Then
we
and
were
now.
in love.
I know you were in love.
I
Okay,
wanted
just
to
hold.
look
Hurry,
at this.
just hurry up. Hurry up. Okay.
Don't cut my head off.
No.
See, she's laughing.
Yeah.
No, stop.
You look so much happier now.
But Gloria Bell, I have to say, watching it, I thought, I really hope young people see this film.
Yeah.
That to discover that dating never gets easier.
That's right, yeah.
There's no wisdom with age.
You can be as messed up in your 50s as you are in your 20s. Yeah, that's sort of what this is. Yeah.
Because John Turturro, he does a weird thing that apparently it's happened to you in real life.
It did. And there's well, I don't want to give away anything in the plot, but we're talking about bad dates and stuff. And I actually was seeing a guy, because there's a lot of bad dates in this movie, and I was sort of seeing a guy kind of casually. It wasn't any big deal, and we ended up at the same party. And I was like, oh, hey, you're here. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, wait here, I'll be right back. And 45 minutes went by, and he never came back. And so there's an incident like that in the movie. People are like, that doesn't happen. I'm like, oh, it happened to me. So yeah.
But like,
I know.
But not only did he not come back, like you didn't. He properly ghosted you.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
gone-ity gone.
Right. Yeah. You mean the movie or real life?
In real life. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He didn't. He never come back. Yeah.
God. Paul, you've also had quite a classic bad date.
Yes, I did. When I did.
Yes.
Yeah. I probably had a couple of them, but one was really bad. I was a double date. A buddy of mine and I went out with 2 girls many years ago, and the girls didn't. I think it was pretty quickly we realized they were not that interested in either one of us, and we thought it would be funny if we just started making each other laugh. And each guy kept trying to outdo the other guy with just silly things. And when we were driving home, I was driving, and I used to have a Jeep. It didn't have the doors on it or a roof or anything like that. And I was driving. I thought it'd be really funny if, while I was talking to my date, who was riding in the seat next to me, if I just stepped out and started running alongside the car. And I wasn't driving fast, obviously. But even when you're driving slow,
You can't get out.
it's really fast. As she was talking, I said, I just stepped out of my car to run, and I hit the pavement so hard. And I felt the tire kind of swoosh past my head. I looked up and I saw my car going toward a tree. And then it stopped because the girl in the back had to jump in the front seat and put on the emergency brake. My hands were all cut up, my pants were torn, and I limped back to the car, and they were ashen-faced and wondered what just happened? What did you do?
What's the matter?
And then we just drove home very quietly.
Did you pretend it to be in an accident rather than go, no, I thought it'd be funny if
Honestly, there's no explaining it. There's no way I thought it'd be funny if I ran around. I remember my leg really hurt. And when I got home, I used to have contact lenses. I had a contact lens case. And when I got home, I took off my pants and I saw the imprint of left and right from the contact case embedded in my skin.
Now, Chris Hemsworth, since you were last here, now you haven't just been the mighty Thor, you are now, I think I'm correct, the Australian ambassador to the world, which sounds like a big job.
For the universe?
Possibly, yes, to other planets.
Other
I'm guessing.
planets,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Now, what do you have to
Mars.
do? It is an official role, isn't it?
The ambassador for Australia.
Yeah.
To the world. Yeah. That's.
I mean, I'm not making this shit up. I mean, you got this job. No.
I'm the Australian tourism ambassador. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what does it involve?
I'm kind of like a travel agent, if anyone wants to come and sit up here. I can organise a trip for you. It involves just basically being sent around the country to beautiful places and then talking about them, which is a pretty cool gig.
And as you go around the world, is one of your main jobs reassuring people that if they visit Australia, they won't get killed by something?
Yeah. It's tricky because we talk about, it's your greatest fears and so on, like snakes, spiders, sharks, all the things that are everywhere in Australia. Yeah. So I avoid those questions.
Because have you guys all been to Australia?
Yeah.
Yes. You've never been?
I've never been. I know. Well, now that I've met the ambassador, I'll be sure to go.
I will organise a trip for you.
Right.
Yeah. We'll just try and keep you alive.
Now, but Kit, you mustn't have liked it because you are genuinely afraid of spiders and needles. I mean, scary things.
Needles, too?
Yeah, I can't stand needles.
Right.
I faint. I literally faint the minute a needle comes near me.
How big does the needle have to be?
Not big.
Like a record player, would that make you faint?
Yeah.
No, it has to be, like, threatening me in a sort of imminent... Or, like, I've found out recently, anyone else. Like, I went in to hold Rose, my wife's, hand while she got an injection and I fainted. I woke up with the nurses over me and she was just kind of shaking her head like, you're pathetic.
We don't have any needles in Australia, so...
Okay.
Not any native ones. Anyway. It's quite safe.
You're good.
But he doesn't need to go to Australia because you are one of those actors who has lots of superstitions and things you have to, like, what's...
What does that mean? I don't...
Well, I don't know, like the one with ambulances. Yeah. What's the thing, when you see an ambulance...
I have to scratch my balls.
Is that because of something?
Someone told me it once, and now it's sort of... apparently it's good luck for the person inside.
Oh, wow.
So if we all did it more, then...
Shall we?
I like it, too.
It's pretty kind.
Everyone knows that old superstition.
It doesn't do that.
The flashing light, scratchy balls.
Yeah.
And what one you were doing backstage when you were doing the play about the chair?
What one? What backstage?
Apparently, before you went on stage, there was a chair, and you had to pat it.
Oh, yeah, no, I got to...
I like the way, what about... Yes!
Yeah, it's about wood, isn't it? It's about touching wood. So, like, you touch it 3 times, then the other 3 times, and then you have to do it.
But then you would say something.
Yeah, let's all do it.
No, I don't remember what... I wouldn't say anything, I'd just tap the wood.
Didn't you say, good luck, Tom?
Who has told you
I think you did.
Did I?
Is it good luck, Tom, or good luck, Tim?
No, oh, no. Is that you getting mixed up with the Travis Perkins? I have to salute Travis Perkins lorries. That's a different thing.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're not just obsessive compulsive?
Sounds like OCD to me.
Yeah.
Good luck, wood. Scratch.
Scratchy balls.
I hear a siren.
Now, Kit Harington, the final season of Game of Thrones. It's the 8th season, final one. Hello! And Sleepless Nerds, good for them. They can watch the worldwide simulcast on Monday morning at 2 a.m. on Sky Atlantic and Now TV. And for people with jobs, it's on Monday night at 9 o'clock. Before we talk, let's have a look at what's in store.
They're coming. Our enemy doesn't tire. Doesn't stop. Doesn't feel. I promise to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise.
Wow. Insane. I mean, it is just incredible to watch that and think this is a television series.
Yeah.
I mean, they really have gone all out on this series, haven't they?
Yeah, they really have. And to give you an idea, it's like usually we'd shoot it over 6 months for 10 episodes. This time we shot it over 9 months for 6 episodes, and I think they upped the budget by like almost a third or something. So they've gone to town with it, and it's really exciting to be watching it. Like for me, like especially it's coming to an end. It's ending, and I think that there's going to be some incredible sequences and stuff that. I woke up last night and had a genuine panic attack about it because I suddenly like, well, this is 8 years and it's climaxing, and like, what if we messed it up? I had one of those, but I think it's going to be brilliant.
But people are talking about this extraordinary battle, which apparently is one of the, literally one of the biggest battles that's ever been put on film.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's it was over 55 nights. We had 55 night shoots in a row.
Wow.
Which was, as you can attest, like a night shoot's a long thing. So doing 55 of them in Northern Ireland in January and February.
Well, they're like day shoots, really.
Yes, that's right.
It was intense, and everyone sort of was right on the edge of killing each other, literally, by the end. But it's...
And how, I mean, what will that be on screen? Will that be one episode, or will that battle be over a few episodes?
God, can I say that? It's so hard, isn't it? I don't know what's been printed and what hasn't. I think it's safe to say that's an episode.
Kill him! Kill him! He has said too much!
We can keep secrets.
Yeah.
And now, you guys have talked about walking away from the Avengers, but I read somewhere where you thought, end of Jon Snow, I'm going to be cool about this. This is going to be, it's just a chapter in my life. I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, I'd maybe you've had this when you get people come up to you in the street and they say, "Are you Jon Snow?" And you're kind of like, "Well, not technically, I'm not Jon Snow, no, but let's go with it. I'm Jon." But I kind of waited. I really, really had waited to say the words, "Not anymore," like in a really stoic kind of cool way. Like the first person I go, "Not anymore." What really happened was I left set and I was very emotional, and this poor girl came up to the airport and went, "Are you Jon Snow?" And I went, "Not anymore."
She must have just walked away.
Backed
going,
off. Pretty quick.
Don't ask him. He doesn't like it. And obviously, at the end of things, a lot of actors kind of keep souvenirs and things. Did you get any kind of trinkets from the set?
Yes. Yeah. Well, they wouldn't give me my sword, which I was very annoyed about.
What?
I know.
Should have taken it.
I know. I should have. But I did keep a statue of myself.
But now, when you say statue of yourself, as if it's
I think
big.
it's a bit taller than me, actually. Which is...
Yeah, but
It's
what,
big.
what the hell are you going to do with a statue of yourself?
Well, that's what I asked myself when it arrived. I'm now like, now what do I do with this?
In the front lawn.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm either going to make a water feature out of it, or a shrine of some sort, or like a scarecrow for the vegetable patch. There's lots of things you can do with this.
I think we were talking about this in the office. I think you should bury it. And then people will find it. So someone will buy your house, and they'll be doing the garden, and they'll find a statue of Jon Snow, and they'll be amazed.
Oh my God, he's frozen.
And then they'll be really like, and he used to live here. Why did he bury it?
Because talking of nicking things, how many of the hammers have you got now?
I've got like 3 or 4 of them.
What?
I didn't ask. I was like, "Just come with me."
Because you even got the new one.
I got the new one, the Stormbreaker. Yeah, and I keep trying to kind of put them up on the mantelpiece and around the house. My wife's like...
I was going to say, what's your wife say? Yeah.
Down. I'm like, yeah, put them back up. One of the hammers the other day, my kids have like a toy one, and then the other day I was like, "Oh, it's the toy one." I was like, "Oh no, that's the real one. The one that's probably just sitting on the ground with the guinea pigs and the rabbits kind of running over it."
Because Julia, do you nick things, Julia? I mean, from set.
Yeah. Funny you should ask. Well, I love a wig. I love a wig. So whenever I can, although you can't really just take a wig. You have to ask because they're really expensive. But if I can leave a movie with a wig, I will. And I've got them all in a box. And
nice.
It's a box of hair. Yeah.
Because Paul Rudd, you did quite well in the nicking stakes.
I have an Ant-Man suit.
Like, but like, to take the whole suit, is that just kind of like, oh, I think my car's here, bye?
I asked a lot, and about finally on the 20th time, can I please, and they acquiesced, and Marvel was very nice, and they sent it to me, and I have it set at the top of the stairs, so that if anybody goes up the stairs and then turns, it's right there, and with hopes that it will terrify them and surprise them. I should probably move it. Just hearing it, yeah.
That'd be a nice place for your statue on the landing. Do you have a landing?
Just move it around the house. Yes, I have a landing. I could.
Behind a breakfast bar. There it is. And we've been talking about some, big roles tonight. And Paul Rudd, there is one role that, thank God, you did manage to get. This is your role as FBI agent Ian Curtis.
That's right.
In the internationally acclaimed Gen X Cops 2.
That's right.
Now, I feel a fool. I did not know much about this film.
What rock have you been living under?
No, but
I didn't.
But did you? It's you speaking. You're speaking Cantonese.
In a moment, it was an all Cantonese cast. It was actually
now with added Paul Rudd.
This was about. I was getting ready to do a play. It was all Cantonese. I was cast as an FBI agent.
Ian Curtis.
Ian Curtis, which was an odd name to choose for any music fans out there. But I spoke English throughout most of the film. But at the end, I did try and my hand in a little Cantonese. The whole thing was so bizarre.
Didn't they ask you for help with the dialogue and things?
Well, they did. I mean, because nobody really spoke English. And I just remember there was one take, and I thought, what could I say that is going to be really funny to me and my friends that will enjoy that they won't be able to understand? And I just remember one line was very threatening, and I rewrote it, and it was about these two guys, and they're going to go to jail, and I said, Roseanne Barr Arnold will be president of the United States of America before you two punks ever see the light of day. Really seriously. And I liked that it was Roseanne Barr Arnold, which no one has ever said, and that it was the president of the United States of America. It was such a clunky sentence.
A lot to say.
A lot to say, but nobody knew to say, don't say that. So I said it.
Do we have a clip of
We
that?
do. Ooh. We are very excited. Yeah. Here is an exclusive clip of Paul Rudd as FBI agent Ian Curtis. And this is you with some young Hong Kong punks you've just arrested in Gen X Cops 2.
你哋要跟我走，拉我哋！如果我救翻你啊，你死咗好耐啦！咩啊？我哋唔係 friend 咗嘅咩？你哋度仇煙似我，而你哋咁仇。我哋又俾出賣啦 ！You bastard！ 咪住咪住，我哋唔係拆掂晒嘅啦咩？仲有一件事未做。喂，邊間插巴最好 ？Bastard！ Yeah right. Yeah man. Hey， 快啲啦！
That's really impressive. It's a bit of a spoiler alert because you could see we became friends.
Yes!
Yeah.
Can you remember what drinks are on me one more time?
Did I just say Fighty La?
That's what you said, Fighty La.
And they dyed my hair.
I was going to say you're blonde.
I had blonde hair. When I showed up, they said, you need to bleach your hair. Like any good FBI agent. I remember my wife said, it looks like if Duran Duran made a video and they were in the FBI. It looked like Simon Le Bon.
In all good video shops now. Right, it's time for music. This man is fresh from his Brit Award win and has a top-selling debut album to boot. Here tonight singing his latest hit, Just You and I, it is Tom Walker!
Let's get drunk. I'll pull my heart out through my mouth. This year's been half of us, no doubt. Let's raise a glass to a better one. Let all the things that we've overcome bring up to us, 'cause me and you, we can hold this up. And Tony, you understand how I'm feeling now. yeah. And I know that I can tell you anything. You won't judge, you're just listening, yeah. 'Cause you're the best thing that ever happened to me. 'Cause my darling, you and I could take over the world, one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause you're the only one who brings light just like the sun, one step at a time, just you and I. Well, let's get drunk, we'll reminisce about the days that we were broke, not getting paid, and taking trips at the weekend when I would drop down to see her, and we would paint the town. Too many shots, I'll be passing out, yeah. 'Cause I could never keep up. At Quadfords, now I'm puking up, and I know that I can tell you anything. You won't judge, you're just listening, yeah. 'Cause you're the best thing that ever happened to me. 'Cause my darling, you and I can take over the world, one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause you're the only one who brings light just like the sun, one step at a time, just you and I. I'm tired of chasing paper, staring at the screen, shaving up for weeks now, just to get to you, my dear. Know you're far from my home, you ain't no weekend birds. You know my heart grows fonder, must be city love. 'Cause my darling, you and I can take over the world, one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause my darling, you and I can take over the world, one step at a time, just you and I. 'Cause you're the only one who brings light just like the sun, one step at a time, just you and I. Yeah, one step at a time, just you and I. Yeah, one step at a time, just you and I.
Very good! Tom Walker, a beautiful job. Come on over, Tom. Seriously, that was lovely. Thank you very much. Come in and meet everybody. Tom, this is Kit, Julianne, Paul, Chris. There they all are. Come on.
How's it going?
Have a seat, do. Shove up.
Thank you.
Oh. Seriously, lovely, lovely song. We've been hearing that song everywhere. It's gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
And that is out now, as is the album. I have a vinyl copy of it here. There it is. What a time to be alive.
And what a time it is.
Well, it is. Well, for you, an amazing time. Because, I mean, it's broken all records. It's selling so well. It's
done all right, yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those... Because I was listening to it, like, suddenly you don't realise how many of the songs on the album you know already. It's extraordinary.
Well, I know them all.
Yes. Well done, you.
I know. Most of the time.
And you wrote that for your fiancée?
I did. Who's sat over there?
Oh.
Annie, she's very lovely.
That's good.
I know, yeah.
That's worked out well, then.
Yes, it has. Yeah. Very nicely.
And I should say congratulations on the Brit Breakthrough Award.
Thank you, nice.
There you are with your award. I think we've got a picture. There you are. Oh, look at that. That is the face of victory. Now, we have a really sweet... I don't know who filmed this. It's a clip of, I think it's your family back home, watching Tom on telly winning the award, OK? Now, one member of the family gets a shout-out and is very pleased about it. Here you go.
My management team, Simon King, Jake Tasker, absolute legends. To my label, Relentless, big up Shabs, absolute hero. To everybody up in Scotland, to my granny.
I think that's your granny. Yeah. Is your granny here tonight?
She is. She's right over there.
Oh, they're all here?
Yeah, and my mum.
And your all the important women in your life.
3 favourite ladies.
Your 3 favourite ladies. Lovely. Well done, you. And now, I hear, I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you being Avengers now?
Maybe. Possibly. Yes, I am, yeah. I've got it downloaded on my phone, ready to go at all occasions, really. So we could watch it together later, maybe. What do you reckon? Yeah, I've heard you got spare hammers. I'm after one of them.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I'll trade you for the vinyl there.
Absolutely, yes. I've got
I thought you said they were valuable.
To some.
Kids just started in the garden. Well, listen, I'm so happy for you. I mean, what an amazing success story. It's fantastic.
Thank you very
much. So thank you very much for that song. Good luck with the album.
Nice.
And good luck with the tour. Tom Walker, everybody! Right, that is nearly it. But before we go, just time for a visit to the big red chair. Who's there?
Hi.
Hello. Hi. What's your name?
Shirley.
Shirley. Lovely, Shirley. Off you go with your story.
Okay, I'm a flight attendant and I was going to LA on one of my flights, and before I was serving people, I don't know why I decided, but I went to the toilets and I thought I'd check out my private bits to see if I needed a waxing when I got there. So I was in the toilet like this, checking, and one of the passengers came into the toilet because I forgot to lock the door. And all they saw was this. So I had to come out and explain to the passenger what I was doing because they thought I was playing with myself in the toilet. So I had to tell them that I was actually checking to see if it was long enough for a waxing when I got there. And they kept on saying to me, and I went, well, I'm really sorry, I'll go and work the other side. And they said, no, and I went, what? And they said, well, is it long enough? And I went, so that's my embarrassing story.
Yeah, would you like a snack? I'd say walk, I think.
I think walk.
Yes, I would walk, yes. Yeah. OK, that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to have a go in the red chair and tell your story, you can contact us on our website at this very address. Please say a huge thank you to all of my guests tonight. Mr. Tom Walker! Kit Harington! Julianne Moore! Paul Rudd! And Chris Hemsworth! Join me next week with pop star Mabel and some amazing acting talent. Jodie Comer, Daniel Radcliffe, Rebel Wilson, and Oscar winner Anne Hathaway. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye!
With comedy like this, you'll want to stay in. Not Going Out is with us Monday at 9 here on BBC One. And right after that, the creators of Horrible Histories bring us the brand new Ghosts at 9:30. So, for a good laugh, you need to be with us Monday night here on BBC One.